What's up, guys? Trollking here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I am hoping you're having a wonderful day. I know I am. Do you know why? Because we got new Pokemon cards, guys. That's right. Finally, we have a mini set called Mythical Island coming out with 80 cards, and 15 of the cards were revealed, and we're just going to go through a quick little review, taking a look at them and see how they do and if they're going to shake up the meta or not. From the get-go, we're going to take a look at the Mew EX card. Ridiculous. Basic Pokemon, 130 HP, pretty bulky, 1 Psychic Energy, already doing 20 damage as Psyshot, and its main attack, 3 colorless, genome hacking. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So this goes almost in every single deck. This goes in Dragonite because that is colorless, right? Like it can go in any deck as like support as something, like it's just all around a good card, dude. And like at 1 retreat cost, like you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, this is kind of like the star of the set, and also it's going to be the star of the new meta coming up. It's going to shake it up. Like obviously, like dude, this card is just like 5 out of 5. A few other cards too. Nothing too crazy with the other ones. Like you have a Snivy here, a Morel. I'm not going to really go into those because we don't know their evolutions yet. I don't think Morel has an. Does it have an evolution? I have to check on that. But Snivy, without the Superior, we don't know what that is, so we can't really like evaluate this card yet based that without the knowledge of its other evolutions. We have a new trainer and supporter card in blue. During your opponent's next turn, all of your Pokemon take minus 10 damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. So a little support for to go against decks that snipe the bench side, like Zebstrika or your Blizzard with Articuno, right? That also does 10 damage, and sniping with Greninja's ability. So, it's relieving some pressure from those certain cards. It's there. I don't know if it's going to see a lot of play because it does take a supporter slot, right? Maybe it's like one of those cards you tech in, right? If you're doing tournaments or you're going on ladder. So this card's pretty cool. Don't really know if it's going to see that much play, depending on the other cards in the set, where if they do a lot of damage like to the bench side. So we'll see. But if they're making this card, there's probably going to be like some other cards with different attacks that hit your benched Pokemon. So pretty cool card. We'll see if the meta changes with what I just said and if it's going to be viable or not. Next we have first of all, like this card, Deden. God, I always forget how to say this card. Dedenne, right? Dedenne. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. 60 HP. 1 electric energy for 10 damage, and flip a coin to paralyze. This might be the best art in the this might be the best art in the card game so far. So from a collector's aspect, this card's really cool. Like the artwork is like, you have the tiny there's two there's 2 Dedenays. One as a lookout, if you see in the back, right, and one trying to get the food. So pretty cute, very Pokemon-y, it's going to be one of those cards that you just need to collect. And yeah, super cool artwork. Going to the new Vaporeon card with insane ability, by the way. 120 HP water Pokemon. The ability Washout. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a water energy from one of your benched Pokemon to your active water Pokemon. So your Pokemon in the active spot, like Articuno, gets Sabrina'd, right? And then you have a Pokemon in the front, like maybe Gyarados, right? For instance, just as an example, right, with no energy on it. You can move all the energy from that Articuno, add the 1 energy that you need to do the Hyper Beam, right? And it's just a threat now, right? So this is so good. Like water decks already have Misty, right? And you're already mitigating, or you're already like lashing out some like water energies on many Pokemon anyway, and this kind of just like gives you the ability to distribute it as you would like. Super good card. You're gonna have to run EVs in it, so still very good. 3 energy for 60 attacks, not that great, but it is bulky at 120 HP. 2 retreat cost. So yeah, yeah, it's just gonna be, I think, in a lot of decks, and it's just gonna be able to make those water cards like Blastoise, also very viable again. Because I mean, not again, but like Blastoise never got there, right? Like it's just like too much energy commitment to do all that damage. I think it was like 5 energy, right, to hit hard. So yeah, yeah, this is gonna make it better. This is gonna make Blastoise decks better, and it's also gonna make Magikarp decks better. Like this is the card that you put in Magikarp or Blastoise decks. So awesome card. The art is beautiful. It's gonna see a lot of play. I can only imagine like water decks are gonna kind of run rampant on the meta now. So yeah, great card. Very excited about it. Then we have some other Pokemon like the Execute, nothing too crazy. It ramps the Larvesta, the Magmar, which is also very good. But first, because I run like a nice like heal and ramp deck, is like my favorite deck right now in the game. Delmise, 100 HP, basic grass type Pokemon, 1 energy to do 20 damage plus. Now the plus becomes plus 70 to 90 if this Pokemon has 3 extra leaf energy on it. So Lilligant becomes this card's best friend because it adds energy per turn without sacrificing your actual energy that you need. You can end up putting 2 per turn if a Lilligant is active. Yeah, so crazy. Magmar is also very, very good for 2 fire energy. 80 HP, 80 damage. You do discard them. However, with Blaine, right, as soon as turn 3, if you're going second, you're doing 120. So that's pretty fast. That's pretty fast high damage. So definitely going to see some playing Blaine decks. This replaces the new one. It's very, very, very strong. And pretty cool art. Like it's like kind of like retro style, It's a little blurry because it is taken from the trailer, right? But yeah, cool card. It's gonna see play. And then we also have the new Pikachu, a new basic Pikachu. So 60 HP, electric Pokemon. Obviously, 1 electric energy for 10 damage, and it does basically the thing that the EX Pikachu does, but it's just like a baby version of it. Instead of 30 damage for every electric bench Pokemon, this only does 10. So you're doing 30. Yeah, great for Raichu. It's just an upgrade for Raichu when you're using your basic Pikachu. So, it might see some damage, but really you just want to evolve into a Raichu for those Lieutenant Surge decks out there. Yeah, so it is a better version of the base form Pikachu that we have available right now. I'm going to get to Aerodactyl later because that card's ridiculous. The other 2 cards, actually, I will talk about all 4 of these cards because they're actually like quite viable. Marshadow, interesting card. So, 80 HP, fighting Pokemon. Revenge is kind of a weird attack, right? And I don't think fighting decks really need that kind of support because, like, all right, so for 1 fighting energy and 1 colors, it does 40 damage. However, if a Pokemon was knocked out the turn before, right, it does 60 more damage, so 100 for 2 energy. Now, honestly, I rather just run the Mankey Primeape line that Primeape already does 100 damage if it's damaged from the Mankey own attack, right? Um it's don't know. I'm like kind of torn on this card. Like I don't know if it's gonna see play at all or not. I guess we'll have to see. I mean, it is good to come back. Like it's I just don't know. Honestly, like I'm leaning toward the side of like this card isn't all that amazing for competitive play. I guess we'll have to see if there's some ways you can finagle like other Pokemon being good. I just don't know. I'm not. You know what? I'm just gonna have to go like on a pass on this one. I think there's just other like fighting Pokemon decks. Like they have a lot of other better choices than adding Marshadow into the deck. Revenge is gonna just be those like because it's contingent on that like you lose a Pokemon, right? Otherwise, it's just doing 40 damage and it has low HP at 80. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm sure like it's gonna see a lot of play because new cards will always see a lot of play. And then also we have a new Leaf card, as you can see. Like this is from the it's cut off in the corner because it's from like the trailer and stuff. But Leaf, cool supporter card. I think it's something that the game needs if you're some Pokemon are too bulky and have high retreat costs. And this one just pretty much takes away two. It's two less. So using two X speeds. Yep. It's good. It's good. Is it worth using your one support card for the turn? I think so. If you're running bulky cards like Golurk or Snorlax, then it's definitely going to see some play. Yeah, absolutely. Next, we have what I think is like one of the best cards that are going to be coming out as just like a normal basic Pokemon. This card's ridiculous. This is going to be like a one of in a lot of decks. Tauros, 100 HP, fighting tackle, 40 damage for 3 colorless energy. However, you can. It attacks an EX Pokemon for an extra 80 damage. If I see that correctly. Is that 80? I can't see because the thing is a little blurry. 80 damage. Absurd. It hits for 120 to any EX Pokemon. With Giovanni, it knocks out the new Mew EX. This card is going to be a tech card, and it's going to see a lot of play. This replaces Kangaskhan, absolutely, like in a lot of decks. I think this is going to be like a very popular deck. Also, if you combine it with Leaf, it can retreat, really easily. This is going to see so much play. I'm going to put this in like a lot of decks. It is so good. 3 energy doing 120 to EX Pokemon. Yeah, it's going to be an EX killer, right? Because the 2 shots, basically everything in the game. Yep, 2 shots every single EX Pokemon in the game. Absurd. Yeah, it's going to be a great card. 5 out of 5. Love this card. Can't wait to start using it. And also, because it does have colorless energy and it is a colorless Pokemon, throw it in a water deck with Misties. That also gets there in one turn. You can have it be active and start swinging away in the face for 120 to, your Moltres, your Articunos, your Pikachus. Yeah. Amazing card. Now, what I think is like the most broken ability in the game so far, Aerodactyl EX. 140 HP, obviously from Old Amber evolved as a fossil item card. The ability Primeval Law, your opponent can't play any Pokemon from their hand to evolve their active Pokemon. It locks down decks. It's gonna be so good. So they're forced to retreat, right? The decks or the card they were forced to retreat the Pokemon in the active spot even just to evolve them. So that's gonna set them back. It's gonna give you so much time. And also, dude, 1 fighting energy and 1 colorless energy for 80 damage. It is so strong. Yeah, it could be coming. The damage could be higher, obviously, but for 2 energy and 80 damage, and it just gets active. It shuts down the deck with a crazy ability. Yeah, this card is gonna be the quintessential piece in a lot of fighting decks, right? So good, and it gives you time to lock the other opponent down. You can set up Machamp on the back row or your Marowak, or you could just build a deck around Aerodactyl. Honestly, we do have 2 different versions of it. So yeah, this card is absolutely a monster, a beast, dude. 5 out of 5, hands down. I can't wait. I can't wait to use this, and people concede because they're not going to be able to like evolve their Pokemon. Yeah, insane. Love the card. And I think that's it. Yep. We skipped some cards, like the execute and everything. They're nothing too crazy unless we see like the other forms of it. But all in all, yeah, it's looking to be quite the meta shaker and a very cool mini set. Mini sets have always had success in the past with other card games like Hearthstone. Right, they introduced mini sets, and it really did kind of like balance the meta with some of the cards that they added, and made the game more engaging. Because the one thing is, like, right now, since we only have 1 set, the meta is becoming like a little stagnant. So a mini set in between big sets is always good, always healthy for the community and the game itself. So do me a favor, guys, if you haven't, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the new cards, and yeah, tell me what you guys are trying to build in the future. I'm gonna go on stream. We're gonna do a theory crafting as soon as all the cards are released. So yeah, looking forward to the new set. I'm pretty stoked. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.